sometimes it is just too much.
So embarrassed.
Am I just talking too much?
I don't remember any of that.
There's a lot I don't remember, too.
Too much information?
We say that after every one of these, and for some reason, we're employed all the time.
Too much, it's ruined.
I can't believe we have a show.
We might not tomorrow.
Stacey and Hutch say too much.
All right, here we go. It's super exciting to have Frankie Torres with us from The Voice, from Minnetonka.
From Minnetonka.
From Minnetonka
exactly.
on The Voice.
Exactly.
We good?
I'm getting weird feedback on something.
I got to mute you guys.
That might be.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Is that better?
No, it's not.
You got to turn yours down. Or is
What?
it that one? You got to turn
No,
your
it's
speakers
one
off.
of these.
Yeah, you got to turn your speakers off.
Oh.
Come on, Alex.
You'd be surprised that we're professional operation
No,
here.
it's okay. I'm
So
incredibly terrible with technology,
Let me turn
so
yours.
this is already just very impressive to me.
This is why it's a podcast. You turn yours off too. Oh, that's what it is.
Yep.
I was going to say, it's not mine. I've never run into
There
that
we go.
before. Okay.
Okay. I could hear it. I could hear the echo. So
Yeah, you're good now?
yeah. Oh, I'm good.
All right. Man, what a crazy whirlwind for you on The
Oh my
Voice.
gosh, I know.
Your episode debuted a couple days ago.
Yeah, my episode debuted on Monday.
When did you film The Voice?
So I was in LA during the summer.
Okay.
So I went to LA in June, and I got the call that I was going to be flown to LA, I think last November, though. So I've known for a really long time.
Could you say anything?
I couldn't say anything. Oh my gosh, I had to keep everything a secret. And that was really difficult for me and my mom, because if anyone knows us, we talk a lot. We're big chatterboxes. But so I found out in November, but I actually flew out in June. And it was so cool. Met everyone. It was just like 3 days. It was I flew in on one of the last days, I believe. And we all lived in a hotel, and it really was just like a huge summer camp.
Is it just when that happens, you just like everything after this day, you fly out to Los Angeles, and then everything after this now is just going to be just slightly different?
Yeah, completely. Everything. We were all like, this is real. We would all, every single time a new step would happen, me and the other contestants, because I made like amazing friends, like FaceTime them like every single day.
I saw your Instagram posted. It seemed like every single person that was on the show that you posted, like best friend.
That is not incorrect. But I made so many great friends. Obviously, I have some that are like specifics, like that I hang out with like every single day. But every single time a new step would happen, like we would have rehearsals or wardrobe. My friends and I would look at each other and we're like, oh my God, it's real. This is so real.
Well, I think the craziest part has to be you keeping it secret the whole time, because you filmed in June.
I don't know how you do that.
And you knew that Gwen was going to be your coach.
Yeah.
I would come home and be like, I'm friends with Gwen Stefani.
Oh my gosh.
She's
It'd be
my
like
buddy.
being on a television show and like, we just, filmed season 4. I would go to all my friends and be like, wait till you see like second last episode. I die.
Yeah.
I would so easily ruin it.
100%. And you had the secret from June until your episode aired.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, like, I still have secrets that
Yeah.
I'm keeping, but it's so nice to be able to talk about them. Because all my I have so many people that have been reaching out to me, and it's been super, super like amazing and humbling to have that support system. But it's like everyone's asking me all these questions, like, how does it end?
Well, you guys don't even know. It's because you got the live shows coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
So
the season isn't over.
right.
Like the stuff that they're showing right now was obviously filmed.
Have you
prior.
filmed anything else besides that, or does it go straight to live shows?
Well, it doesn't go from auditions to lives, that's
Okay.
for sure. But there's
battle rounds.
So it goes auditions, then it goes battles, then it goes knockouts, then it goes playoffs, and it goes live.
Got it. And then,
there's a whole lots of stuff in between auditions and lives.
do you have Gwen's number? Is that how close you guys get, or do you?
I can't disclose that information.
Okay. I mean, is that a thing where you like she's your coach, but is she only your coach during filming, or is she your coach outside of that?
Well, think about how many coach Gwen would have to. She would have to have a separate like sat phone that would just get blown up.
How
all
many?
the time.
How many?
Well, she definitely. How many? What was?
How many contestants does each coach have?
So for my season, it changes every season, but for my season, it was 56. So I believe that was 14.
Okay.
Per
coach.
After auditions. So yeah, it's a lot of people, but even like from like the first time meeting them at those auditions, like Gwen has given me like a lot of like personal attention, and she's really like connected with me on just like personal and musical levels. I think she's super, super awesome, and I'm really excited for everyone to see our interactions during battles.
Well, even so, I have a ton of questions that are even like, what happens after this, which we probably can't
even talk about,
can't even
yeah.
do. But
Still
even
got some.
beforehand, so like the voice happens. Did you look at other show? Like you had to have been doing music your whole life.
Yeah, so
It's a passion. What got you to the point where did you try out for The Voice before? Have you done that, or was this like your first time? Like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for this. It's my passion. What kind of led up to that?
It's kind of a combination of a bunch of stuff. So I have been performing on stage since I was 8. I started performing in bars and in music festivals and everything in cover bands.
8?
When I was 8 years old, I did the School of Rock.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, if you've heard about it,
Yeah.
it's a national program. I went on 6 national tours with them, through them. And so I've been doing music my whole life, mostly covers. Although I obviously have been writing my whole life. But then on season 24, one of my really good friends from college that I did music with was on The Voice, and I saw her audition, and I was like, well, I'm going to try that out. And so I sent in my audition, and then here we are.
One and done. You sent it in one time.
I wouldn't say that.
Like,
No, I actually did get, I auditioned when I was 14, and I got really far. I almost got to the live auditions, but when I showed up for my like in person, because this was before COVID, so they did everything in person. I got thrush, which is basically strep throat.
Okay.
Oh.
And I was doing my audition, and the producer lady was like, "You can't sing. Why are you here?"
Oh, that's your bad luck.
And I was like, "Yeah, it just didn't work out." But honestly, now having gone through it, 10 years later, I'm very happy that I went through it at my age, at 24, rather than at 14, because I've grown so much as an artist and as a person.
You feel more prepared for it.
Would have made it as far.
Yeah,
possibly.
like who knows? I might not have gotten a chart turn.
Mm.
Like who knows? Because I am so much more secure with like my vocal talent, who I am as an artist. And on a side note, it was really, I loved getting to know all of the parents of the minors, but I'm really glad that my mom did not have to chaperone me the entire time.
Oh, yes. Right.
I was gonna kind of bring that up because mom's here.
Mom is here, yes.
Right.
And I love mom. My mom is incredibly supportive.
Other siblings?
I do have a brother. He is living in Italy, actually. He was in the Navy and was stationed in Sicily for 3 years, and his whole goal was that he wanted to find a Sicilian wife. And he found an Italian woman, and now he's living in Bologna with 2 cats and a wife. So
God,
he's living
what
the
a
dream.
life. Yeah,
This,
I mean, like
this
just
family.
He's
Yeah,
living
whole
the dream.
family.
Gwen Stefani's not in his cell phone though.
Oh,
I
I'm just
mean,
gonna go
you
to
know.
Sicily and get a Sicilian wife. Done. Oh, I'm gonna go on The
I
Voice
know.
and get done.
Done.
How
We check things off lists.
hard was it? You had all 4 judges
Oh my gosh.
turn around on you. How hard was it to pick? I mean, part of me would have just been like Snoop. I just want Snoop as
trust
a
me,
friend, like
it crossed my mind for sure, especially my age demographic. Like, Snoop is someone that all my friends obviously are obsessed with. Honestly, they all love all 4 of them.
right.
I'm like talking to my friends afterwards. Basically, my mindset was going in is I will take whatever I can get.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, as long as I just get 1 chair, I'm happy with that. But I was not expecting not only to get 4 chairs, but for them to fight over me so much, because that was just like nothing I was expecting. And it was so, so flattering, but also very overwhelming. So
Bublé
he
tried so hard to grab
oh
you.
my gosh, trust me, we were watching it back, and I was like, I feel so bad.
He wanted you so
I
bad. Like,
know, and I love Bublé. At some point, I hope to continue to work. I want to work with all 4 of
well,
them.
not to bring it back to me at all.
Yeah,
I sang with Bublé.
Oh wow,
He came to
really?
concert here, and he
gosh.
came down to the front row, and him and I sang a song together.
Wow.
So I'm better friends because you didn't pick him.
I was gonna say,
No, I'm just kidding.
But I'm friends with Gwen Stefani. So.
I know, God.
Your background in show choir, I don't know if stacks
Hey.
up to
I
what
don't
we're talking
know.
about here.
It doesn't at all. Not even close.
But yeah, I really, I would have been happy with
Oh
all
my
4 of them.
Reba. And I mean,
Oh my
just-
gosh, I know. She came up, and I was so starstruck. She came up to me, and she was so beautiful, and she handed me that trophy, and the confetti went off, and I had no idea if this was real life. I was like, am I dreaming? What's going on?
Yeah.
But basically what it came down to was I have always been a huge fan of No Doubt, and I perform No Doubt, and I sing songs that are most similar to Gwen Stefani's.
Favorite No Doubt song on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Sunday morning.
Spiderwebs.
I was gonna say Spiderwebs.
Oh,
I was gonna
Sunday
say
morning's really
Spiderwebs.
good. That's my second.
Spiderwebs. I used to play that. I used to have a Guitar Hero on the DS, and Spiderwebs was my favorite
Oh my God.
one.
You're right. No Doubt is so, I mean, you do that, but I guess the question really comes to, do you feel like if you pick Gwen, you're putting your, how do I say this? I feel like a lot of people that are going to pick Gwen or pick Bublé, they follow all that genre.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to be put into 13 other people
Yeah.
that are competing kind of in the same genre as you. Where if you picked a Snoop or a Reba,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that it would have helped in a different way, or, you know.
Yeah. And I think that's something that's like really, like when you have like, you think about like the strategy of it all, that's definitely something. But for me, as a rock artist, and I obviously, so we were out there and I got to know the other contestants, and I found out that like I was one of very few rock artists. And that is something that you see on the show, is rock is not very you know, represented on a lot of these singing shows. So I had kind of it was a positive and a negative for me, or it was you know, it had pros and cons, because I knew I would stand out, and I wouldn't really have that, you know, worrying about like being put up against like a million other rock artists and being compared. Like I had that uniqueness, but at the same time, it was difficult because my style wasn't 100% represented by one of the coaches.
Not gonna fade into the, like, disappear into
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
rest
I
of the
guess
group
that's,
type of
yeah.
thing.
Like I can imagine, you know, if you're a country artist, you know, it makes sense to go to Reba. Like obviously
Right.
there were people find success outside of their genre as well. But
Right.
for me, it was kind of like, I just kind of got to choose where I wanted to be and who I wanted to mold me, because all four of them could have influences in my music, because I do have, I sing Frank Sinatra, like it's a big thing with like my dad, and I sing blues, which is very like Southern rock, which is very big, you know, with Reba. So I have that Michael, I have Reba, I have the ska, like the punk that Gwen has.
Jesus.
Also, apparently I was one of the only contestants who mentioned ska.
Really?
Like
Ska's
I know.
great.
I know.
Less Than Jake, one of the best bands. If you don't know them, you have to listen to Less Than Jake. They're so good.
It's never referenced. It was, somebody just referenced Scott to me the other day. We started playing like a playlist. I was like, oh my God, I forgot, like,
It's
some
so
bangers
good.
in this.
It
Yeah.
is. It
Mighty
is.
Mighty Boss Tones. I mean, y'all have.
know.
So when it comes to picking, when it comes, what'd you
English
say?
beat.
Oh, I don't even know them. I have to listen to them
Oh
on the
my
way
gosh.
home. Oh
There you
yeah,
go.
Let's
Being
dump
these-
out Lil Nas X and let's plug that in.
But when it comes to picking your song and what you're going to sing, and then obviously rehearsing it over and over and over again,
Yes.
why Magic Man?
So Magic Man, I was so excited to have, because like I said, I'm a rocker. But I'm also I'm a female rocker, and I have spent most of my time covering like male singers, which I love. Like Led Zeppelin is my favorite band, but Led Zeppelin is also Heart's favorite band, and I love Ann Wilson. Her vocals are just outstanding. I saw Heart perform when I was, I think, 10 years old at Mystic Lake, and Joan Jett opened for them. It was so amazing.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's not only a song that I love. I chose Magic Man over like Barracuda because I wanted more of the bluesiness.
Did they give you songs that you could pick from, or
Oh my gosh, it was a huge process, but I didn't get full creative control, but my input was 100%.
well, I'm sure because NBC can only air certain, like, you know,
Exactly,
if they don't want,
yeah.
you know, Stevie Nicks doesn't want her song, you can't do it
Yeah,
because it's on
exactly,
TV.
'cause
Oh, like
there's
the
different
rights to it or
rights.
whatever?
Rights, yeah.
There's
Okay.
different rights for different songs. You know, some artists are a lot more difficult to get their, you know, like I don't think there's ever been a Prince song on the Voice, because he's so specific about
Right.
his
Ah.
rights.
So did anyone from Heart reach out to you?
Not yet. Ann Wilson, come here.
You're
Let's go,
just
Nancy.
gonna freak
Nancy
out.
and Ann, I'm ready.
So what's the next step in the show? I know you can't say too much, but what should we be looking for? Obviously, there's a couple more auditions, battle rounds. Then
Mhm.
is what happens then, and you're definitely in that because you've been picked.
Yeah, so I am officially, I can confirm that I will be on another episode, and I will be on the battles round.
Okay.
And so I believe there's at least one more week of auditions, I believe.
Okay.
I think it's just one more, but 2 episodes. And then the battles rounds, and I don't know which episode I'll be on. People always ask me like, when are you going to be? And I get like a few days heads up.
That's probably good for your own mental sanity, so you don't
Definitely.
have to keep a secret for so long.
Yeah. And it helps with like marketing and everything, because in this day and age, like marketing is like the most
They
important
want you to
thing.
post about it. They want you to,
Mhm.
yeah.
Exactly.
How do you deal with social media comments? How are you handling all the?
Obviously there's good and bad comments.
Yeah.
My mom even like asked me, she's like, make sure you're not reading those. And I said, do you know who you're talking to? Of course I'm going to read them. I'm curious. And and also I was reading some of the bad ones, and it didn't make me upset. And I was like, great, that's good to know, because I think I am more of a critic than anyone online has been, because I criticize my performances and, you know, everything about myself way more than any troll.
Well, and these people don't know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing that we deal with a lot. We get instant text messages. We get comments all the time. Something we say on the air daily is criticized or it's whatever. And the thing is, I have to remember is I don't know them, and they don't know me as a person. They don't know me as a father. They don't know me. They have an idea of me. They have a perception of me, but they don't know if, you know, I'm kind or I'm generous or, you know, and just like you. And so you just have to really, not that I'm trying to give advice, but you just have to really go, I don't know that person, you know. Now, if it was my friend giving me some criticism, I could take that to heart. But yeah, it's so hard, especially when you're thrust into a spotlight like this.
Well, you come across as very confident, and I think that's always what we talk. Well, it's more just how you speak. It's very kind of what we do when we kind of piggyback on what you say is you can't really, if you're not going to give any credence or credit to like the negative comments, you can't give any to the good. You just got to be confident in what you're doing. Just be like, it matters whether they like me or not. You can't get comfortable with any of it, and
I agree. And I think another aspect that's really helpful, like in this situation, is so all the contestants, we have like a huge group chat, of course. And recently they've been going, like people have been talking about earlier today, they were like talking about the negative comments. Like one person says like, oh, you know, like feeling a little down. And then immediately like all the other contestants just like come to their defense and are like, don't listen to them.
Oh,
you're amazing. I'm having that same way. And we're sharing like all the negative comments that are being told about us. Like, and kind of laughing at them, you know, like I think like it's one thing to ignore them, because I feel like if you give them power if you ignore them, but it's like if you read them and brush them off, and it's like they don't know what they're talking about, and then you have all these people that spent so much time with you, learning who you are, hearing your vocals, you know.
The funny thing is these negative comments, the craziest thing is that these negative comments will be written about you online or wherever, social media. If you meet that same person face to face, they're going to be the nicest person, and they are going to, you know, and it's someone behind a keyboard, you know. That's I'm glad you're handling it well. We can't wait to see you again on The Voice. One more question.
Yeah, I'm curious because now it's almost like it sounds like you're sitting in like wait and see mode or whatever. So what are you doing today? I know you can't really say like the steps after the show and stuff, but like
you have a job to go to.
Home, I assume you're doing like, what are you doing now? Are you going out and performing? Are you just practicing? Like what's your life right now?
Being home, I am doing a few different things. So I'm working on promoting myself. You know, I've been making a TikTok every day. I've been
What's your handle?
It's Frankie Torres Music. No, that's a lie. It's Frankenstein 3. It's Frankenstein 3.
Okay.
That's what it is. Frankie Torres Music is my Instagram.
Okay.
That's what I got it confused.
If you put in Frankie Torres on Google, it's going to pop up and everything is there. We found everything about you.
I know that's a success in and of itself.
Yeah. Do you have a job here?
Yeah. Okay. So I do my music, and then I work with a nonprofit, St. David's Child and Family Development. And I'm a direct support staff where I work with individuals with developmental and physical disabilities. And
the whole crew has to be so happy for you.
Oh my gosh.
Your coworkers, the clients.
The clients love it so much. My coworkers love it so much. Some of the clients are like obsessed with The Voice. I have one who's obsessed. There's one guy that I work with who is obsessed with Reba.
That's awesome.
And was so excited. And it's just super, super amazing to do that. And because I was a psychology major, so I have my music, and I also have my.
And you've got you might have some sessions with this guy. he's gonna need some help here.
No, that's not true. I'm very sound of mind.
We all.
I scream a little bit sometimes.
We all need some help, but that's mostly what I do. You know, hang out, practice music, do some performances. Work some hours.
Can you perform locally while doing the show?
That's what I was wondering.
I can, yes. Okay. So I was supposed to have a gig tomorrow, and it unfortunately got canceled. But
they're stupid.
I know, right?
They're dumb.
Okay. It's fine. Whatever they want.
When's your next one then?
I have a private gig this upcoming month, and then I need to book some stuff. I'm working on it. My band that I work with here is I love them to death, but for them it's more hobbies, and for me it's more passion.
Yeah.
And so I am currently working on, you know, getting some more gigs.
When she's done, give her a live 95 for love of God.
We can do a live 95.
Ridiculous.
Let's do it.
We'll figure it out. We'll talk to our boss,
Let's do it.
I'm sure you're gonna have to Yeah, you're so busy in November, I bet, and just getting through things.
Yeah.
But keep us up to date. We're so excited for you again, Frankie Torres. Good luck to you. We can't wait to see what happens here locally for you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
There you go.
Pleasure.
That's Stacey Hutch. Say too much. We'll be back next week for another episode. Bye.